What is the assurance of Northern Nigeria's support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 presidential election? What are those things President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can lay his hand upon to be rest assured that the North will support him? What are the factors that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can lay his hand upon that will convince him, that will put his mind at rest that surely the North will be in his support as against their own son, Abubakar Atiku, former Vice President Abubakar Atiku? What can Tinubu lay his hand upon? What are those things that can rest upon, can be sure about that? Yes, surely I will get support from the North. Knowing fully well that this same North betrayed former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 election. It's part of good development former President Goodluck Jonathan did for them. He built 9 federal universities. He reformed Almajiri, social, problem in the North. A lot of things were done for them in the North. In fact, Akinwumi Adesina, former Minister of Agriculture under former President Goodluck Jonathan, he said that 80% of federal government allocation to infrastructure is spent in the North. That is where we have irrigation, we have large-scale farming. So out of the whole federal government budget of agriculture, the North is taking 80%. In spite of all these developments, in spite of this allocation, this concession President Goodluck Jonathan made to the North still betrayed him in 2015 election for their own son, Buhari. So what is the basis? What are those assurances President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has that put his mind at rest that the North will not behave, will not betray him like they did to Jonathan in 2015? What are those factors? Let's begin to examine one by one. Is it the governors that join APC that make the rank of governors of Nigeria to 32 from 36, left with only 4 in opposition parties? These same governors, they were in the same party, PDP, with former President Goodluck Jonathan, and they work against him for the interest of their own son, Muhammadu Buhari. They betrayed him. And these governors are the one that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu relied upon. Let's begin to examine one by one. Would they be loyal to him? Would they work in his favor? Are they not deceiving him? What are other factors President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can lay his hand upon to convince himself that yes, the North will work for him? Is it the governors? Is it the lawmakers? The assembly members? Is it the ministers? These are the politicians. These are the political class. Now let's come to the civilian himself, the citizen himself. What are those things President Tinubu has done to the North that can guarantee him that yes, another individual, another citizen will look in his way and give me votes? These are the questions President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must critically examine himself and be honest and ask himself, what are those things I can lay my hands upon that can point back be assuring me that the North will give me votes in 2027? I've just mentioned the governors, the same governors that were in the same party with Jonathan, they betrayed him. They're in the same party with Tinubu now, APC. Would they not repeat the same thing they did to Jonathan to him? We're talking of lawmakers. The lawmakers, would they yield? Would they work for the interest of the Mr. President in 2027 presidential election? These are the points that President Tinubu must. What about the other political actors that exist? Would they also do the same? Would they work in the favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Would they work for his election? Would they betray him like they did to Jonathan? So we are here to see. I'm interested. I'm highly interested to see what are those realities on ground that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is relying upon as far as Northern vote is concerned. Okay, let's come. Somebody may say Northerners are in different categories. They are different sectors. There's Fulani, stock. There's Asa stock. There's middle belt stock. Oh yes. Okay, maybe somebody wants to tell me that the middle belt that you will receive vote from them going by the number of appointments he has made. The chief of army staff from Kogi, Igala, precise. The INEC chairman too is from Kogi. Okay, the secretary to the government federation Benue. Okay, what are the minister of defence from Cardinal minority? Okay, maybe this area I'm pointing out, maybe these areas too with this appointment. I'm not saying they will. I'm only looking at the other side now, that the positive side of my perceived, I think, positive side. I think vote may come from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in this other area. All these areas I've mentioned, the personalities that have come from their region, the minister of defence, Christopher Musa from Southern Kaduna, minister of the secretary to the federal government of federation, former governor of Benue State, yes, is from Benue. The chief of army staff from Kogi, Igala tribe, the INEC chairman from Kogi as well. Okay, maybe the party leader from Middle Belt as well. Are we now saying these positions will sway the vote in favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the northern part of the country, so that it can get the required vote it requires? These are the things we are examining, because the northern part of the country is where he must concentrate much efforts. The southern vote will be shared by him and Obi and the other ones that come out either from Labour or from PDP or from any other person. The southern votes cannot be blocked to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Certainly is going to be shared, but the bulk of the vote that is yet to be grabbed is the one of the north, and we are now considering what are those things that will give him edge in the north, that will turn out to be that will turn out much vote in his favor in the north. The insurgency in the north central, in the northeast, in the northwest, in the northeast, northwest, it has escalated, it has not reduced. When the people overlook the state of killings that have been perpetrated upon them in their land by the insurgents, by the terrorists, will they overlook it and still turn a blind eye to it and give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu their vote in the Middle Belt? These are the questions we are asking. What are those things that are pointers to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu getting vote from the northern part of the country that can augment, that can increase, that can put him in good chance of winning the presidential election? These are things we are considering in 2020. And what are those factors, what are those parameters that he can lay his hand upon? What are those achievements, what are those pros, what are those positives can sway the vote in his favor in 2027 election? Particularly the regional of the north, that's the major votes coming to him from the north. This is what we are examining. And we have pointed out that what about the condition of living, the standard of living of people, the cost of living of people? Is it in favor, is government, is policy, is it in favor of people of the north, north central, north east, north west, such that the people can turn around and say, yes, we are experiencing high standard of living, lower cost of living now. We should go alongside with our present president. These are realities we are pointing out for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These are not sectional, but the fact, objective, constructive analysis of the matter. So, if he wants major vote from the north, these are areas he may need to campaign more, so that the time between now and January is still very much long. After former President Jonathan made appreciable changes in the level of security in 2015 when he postponed the election of 3 months, and the security situation calmed down such that we were able to the election was able to handle peacefully in those war-torn areas. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should as well think carefully that these other areas have been enlisted. He needs to re-strategize and see what he can do to make sure that if he must get a chunk of vote from the north, he needs to work on this area we have elected. Don't forget, the northerners are people who are prone to want to hold on to power. They don't join with power. Power is the only thing that made them that keep them in Nigeria. Without power, without being access to power, they will have left Nigeria completely. And it is by the power they occupy, they're able to appropriate the resources of the south for their own interest, for their own enjoyment, for their own living. So, as far as this matter is concerned, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must look inward and see how he can work on the north if he wants to get good vote from the north to make sure he wins the 2027 presidential election. These are facts that nobody needs to deceive him. Let nobody be deceiving him. Let's not be relying on governors, because the governor failed. They deceived Jonathan in 2015. Let not rely on the power brokers. They can also deceive him and shock him in the 2027 election. but let him work on this policy we have already started.